When you look up at the sky, have you ever stopped to really question what you're seeing? It's something we see every single day. And that's the thing. That very familiarity can make us stop thinking about it altogether.
So let's just ask a really simple question. Why does all of this feel so normal to us?
I mean, think about it. The rising sun.
The moving moon. And the stars circling overhead. You see, this daily cycle, it just repeats without fail. It's so familiar, so constant, that we barely even think about it anymore. And that's exactly why we stop questioning it.
I mean, we've seen it every single day of our lives. We grow up right inside this pattern, living our entire existence under these same motions. So yeah, eventually, the pattern just becomes invisible.
But here's the thing. Repetition doesn't equal explanation, right? Just because something feels normal, well, that doesn't mean we actually understand what's going on.
And this is where we run into a kind of tension between two conflicting pictures of the world, what we are taught versus what we actually see. Most of us were taught a modern explanation for all of this long before we ever opened a Bible. We were told, right? The earth is spinning, the sun only appears to move, the sky is just endless space, and because we heard it over and over and over again, it just became the default picture in our minds. But when you actually step outside and just look, you see something very different. With your own eyes, you see the sun moving. You see the moon traveling across the night sky. You see the stars rotating in these perfect circles. You see order, you see rhythm, you see design. And what's interesting is, when you open Scripture, you find that very same picture described so clearly and so consistently. The sun rises and sets. The moon is appointed for seasons. The stars follow their courses. And the earth is described as fixed, established, and unmoving. So here we are with two very different explanations. One feels completely normal, but maybe that's just because we've heard it our whole lives. And the other one feels unfamiliar, maybe because we were just never taught to even look for it.
So what do? How can we step back and really compare these two pictures for ourselves?
Well, this is where a resource can be really helpful. This book, 200 Bible Verses Proving a Flat Stationary Earth, is designed to help you do just that, to break out of that old familiarity.
What this book does is it gathers every single verse about the sun, the moon, the stars, the firmament, and the earth, and puts them all in one place. This way, you can see the biblical picture for yourself, without assumptions, without any filters, and without that endless repetition that probably shaped your thinking when you were growing up.
And once you see all those verses collected like that in one place, you might start to realize something really important. What feels normal isn't always what's true. Sometimes it's just what we've heard the most. So this really brings us to the core question, doesn't it? Have you ever paused, even for a moment, to compare what you were taught with what you actually observe with your own eyes, and then with what Scripture actually says?
Because I'll tell you, the moment you do that, the entire picture can begin to shift.
And this book is a tool to help you explore that very shift. It just gives you the verses, all of them. They're clear, they're organized, and really easy to follow. That way, you can decide for yourself which picture truly makes the most sense. Really, it's an invitation to do just that, to question, and to see for yourself what Scripture describes about the world above and all around us. So if you're ready to explore these verses for yourself, you can find the book on Amazon.
Just search for the title, 200 Bible Verses Proving a Flat Stationary Earth.
The encouragement here is pretty simple. Read the verses, look up, and don't be afraid to question what feels normal. It's funny, sometimes the most profound questions start with the things we take for granted every day. So let me leave you with this. Have you ever questioned something simply because it felt normal your whole life?
Set your thoughts on what is written, not on the shifting ideas of this age. Hold to the words that have stood firm, even when the world around you changes its explanations. Let your understanding be shaped by what endures, not by what drifts with every new teaching. If you desire clarity, return to the Scriptures with a steady heart and an open mind. Click the link to get your copy of 200 Bible Verses Proving a Flat Stationary Earth.